What if I could, what if I could go back in time 30 years till Jiminy was 17 years old again? Man, what could I do? 30 years, become 17 again. Man, a lot of people fantasize about that. I wonder what I would do. Would I change a lot of things? Would I do anything different? Would I make any decisions differently than I did back then when I was a young, know-nothing teenager getting ready to finish school? I don't know, 30 years ago. How would my life be different? Hey, whoa, hello there. Jiminy Critic here. Welcome, folks. Today I'm musing about going back in my life 30 years to when I was 17 years old. I don't know if any of you have ever thought about what would happen if I could go back into the past and kind of relive, my life over again from childhood or from my teenage years, or maybe that point in life when you're ready to graduate from high school and all those decisions you got to make at that particular time. Would you change anything you've done? Would you do everything exactly the same? What would you do? Well, today's entertainment choice, today's movie that we're going to talk about, kind of deals with that subject exactly. The movie is titled 17 Again. 17 Again, appropriately titled. It comes to us from New Line Cinema. It's rated PG-13 and they mentioned that the rating is for language, sexual material, and teen partying. And I would kind of agree. I got an early preview on this movie that it does kind of stretch at some points, the PG-13 rating, but many teens, of course, will go out to see this movie, and I'll tell you why in just a second. It's about an hour and 42 minutes long. And 17 Again, the main star of this particular movie is Mr. Zac Efron, very popular movie actor right now, TV actor. He's been, of course, in the 3 High School Musical movies from Disney, which were very popular. And again, this is a New Line Cinema release. You're going to have Matthew Perry, one of the stars of Friends from years ago, is in this. And he plays, just to give you a quick breakdown of what 17 Again, the movie's all about. Matthew Perry's character, Mike O'Donnell, has kind of come to a point in his life where things are going bad. His wife's kind of booted him out of the house. His teenage kids don't like him very well. The job promotion that he'd worked 15 years, 16 years to figure it's time for him to get promoted goes to somebody that's been in the company for 2 months. And it just seems like he's kind of spiraling downward, and he all of a sudden thinks to himself, man, what could happen? He visits his old high school, looks at all the trophies and the pictures in the trophy case. Of course, he used to be the young basketball star in his high school years and his senior year, and his pictures there, the trophies there, and he's thinking, man, if I could just go back, how could I make things different? And that's kind of the premise, starting point of this particular movie, 17 Again. Well, I won't tell you all about how it happens, but somehow he has the ability to actually go back into time. And this is one of those movies, there's been a number of these movies where like a father and a son switch places, or people go back in time and become younger. Well, in this particular movie, Matthew Perry's character, Mike O'Donnell, he himself only goes back in time to when he's 17 years old, but he's still living in today's modern world. The time of all the people around him has not changed, just him personally. So what does that mean? Well, he is a 17-year-old now, is actually able to go to high school. He has to incorporate a friend of his that can't believe what's happening, but's going to help enroll him, pretend to be his father, and enroll him in school again. He's actually going to school with his teenage kids. His daughter and his son gets to see what they're doing. He becomes friends, of course, with his teenage son, so he can kind of keep an eye on his wife, But anyway, that's the whole idea of he actually goes back to the high school years, and you got to kind of find out through the movie whether he does things differently, the same, whatever. It's that kind of a movie. Now, I saw this preview movie with a full audience, full of families, moms, daughters, some kids, whatever, and from the laughter and the applause den and just kind of the giggling throughout the movie, obviously Zac Efron's a very popular star at this particular time. I think this movie will do very well just because of his presence in it. Matthew Perry. Thomas Lennon, new kind of a character actor, been in a number of small parts in a number of movies recently. Very funny guy. He plays his high school friend who was always the nerd in high school but has become ultra super rich in his adult life, so he can pretty much buy and have anything he wants, but he's looking for love, and he's got a funny couple of scenes with the school's principal, which I'll let you see for yourself to enjoy. And then the relationship that he kind of has with his 2 teenage kids. I won't give away the ending of this particular movie. If all of his dreams come true, if he makes all the same decisions, if things go well, if things go poorly, I'm going to let you see this movie for yourself. Again, watch the PG-13 rating. It's a little racy at points, but I think that most teens and their parents will kind of have a good, fun, harmless time with this particular movie, 17 again. And I was thinking through that question I brought to you at the beginning. If I could go back in time to when I was 17, would I do anything differently or make any different decisions or whatever if I had that chance? And here's my answer for you. I wouldn't change a thing. Would you?